G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing in the color red as the Holy Roman Empire. It's SAS. And on the east, or rather on the west side of the map, with the beautiful golden ram in the town center playing as the English in the color purple, it's the Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pub. We are here exploring new civilizations, exploring the way that matchups play now. This is the future of Age of Empires 4, and that's why it is hot on everybody's lips at the moment. So I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying all the pup content. I know for me personally, I'm so enthralled with it, I just won't be able to go back to the normal game. I find that after every single pup that I play, I'm just so excited about getting my hands on it the next time that I'm just not even interested in playing, you know, live version. Quote unquote. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a drag for me. I want to know what you guys think though. Do you want to see more pup content coming up over the next couple of weeks? Because if that's the case, I can pump out plenty of videos for you guys to see. Or do you want to go back to the live action? Because if you want to go back to the live server, we can definitely do that. But I will just let you know, it's not going to be as exciting. I know, at least not for me. I'm not going to be as excited. Now, I thought for a second that we were on Dry Arabia, but I think we might actually be on Prairie. And the only reason why is because there's so many sheep behind this scout. And I did read, apparently, yeah, this actually is Prairie. I tell you what, man, Prairie, it's come a long way. I'm loving Prairie. Prairie might actually be my favorite map right now. They've pushed the town centers back, so the Prairie map got changed. And basically, it's like Dry Arabia now, except that you don't have those reliable big forests. Instead, you've got these smaller little forests that you've got to go for. So I think this is a pretty smart move because normally, like the two big forests, you're just kind of chilling out for 25 minutes on your two big forests, and you never really have to move out for wood. So this is a great change. And I'm curious to see what direction players look to go here. For the Muslim, I would be surprised. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be surprised at all. We'll wait and see what landmark he goes for. For SAS, we're going to wait and see what landmark he goes for as well. Now, SAS, for anybody who's wondering, he used to be called Wanted SAS. That's what I used to call him. But he's changed his name. He's changed to SAS, SAS _. People call him Sassy. So I'll be leaving a link in the description to where you can go watch Sassy live. He does stream in English. He streams on Twitch. So go say g'day to him. I'll leave that link in the description. And of course, you guys will be familiar with the Muslim. But of course, I will leave a link in the description to where you can go watch him live as well. And over on the other side of the map, we do see it is going to be the Minework Palace coming down for Sassy. Whereas the Muslim going to be going for that traditional council hall. Now, the council hall has received a number of changes, but my big favorite, my number one change for the English, it's not the Abbey of Kings. It's the fact that this council hall now actually acts as an archery range. It can build the crossbows. It can get your crossbow upgrades. It can go for hand cannoneers. It's amazing that this change came through because it just makes it so much easier to defend as the English once you get to Castle Age. Because the number one thing, right, like you think from the perspective of the English, you've just gotten up to Castle Age. You've got armored units coming down your throat. You need to drop an extra 1 or 2 archery ranges that you didn't have to, or like previously, well, I should say, like if you wanted to make archers as the English, you don't have to make an archery range. You've got the council hall, right? So you don't make archery ranges. So as soon as you get castle, you need to drop archery ranges to make crossbows. And that's expensive. It takes a long time. But now all of a sudden, that's out of the equation, and you can just get crossbows from the get-go, and that's what makes it absolutely next level. And I tell you what, every single time I play as the English, and I'm starting to make crossbows out of my council hall, I'm just feeling a little bit of relief, a sigh of relief. And as I said, I still think this change by itself takes English from S to S+ tier. I do genuinely think that's how good English are now because their main weakness has just been taken away. You know, they used to have that early Castle Age weakness because of that. The timing attacks could come through. But let's take a look over on the other side of the map because the Muslim is about to age up. Barracks going to be coming down for him, and of course a council hall, so expect to see some early aggression here. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Castle Age timing come through as well for him. I would expect to see Castle probably around the 9-minute mark, maybe the 8-minute mark as well, depending on how aggressive he wants to play it. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of units here. I think what's likely to be seen is maybe like 3 spears, 3 longbows, that kind of thing, and then looking to put pressure on the enemy with that. Maybe a little bit of a farm transition as well. When it comes to his sheep, he's only got another 5 sheep on the way in. Doesn't have a huge amount underneath the town center as well, compared to Sassy, who is sitting on a very happy 20 sheep at the moment. And Sassy going to be dropping down the stable now. Obviously, the Minework Palace going to be working on its first technologies. Iron Undermesh, no real surprise there. A lovely technology, especially up against the English. Can almost be guaranteed they're going to be going for some kind of early longbow aggression, and we do begin to see the first of the units making their way across the map. So Sassy going to be switching things up. We did see a second stable was getting thrown down, but an archery range going to be coming out now for him. So he's going to be looking to play a little bit of Feudal as well. Now, I do suspect both of these players are going to be looking to try and make it to Castle Age. My main question, though, is how much damage is Sass going to be able to do once he hits the Castle Age? Because the Minework has got that new tech. Now, there's two new techs in here. First one, Riveted Chainmail. Second one is Steel Barding. And that's the main one. That's the big one, the Steel Barding. An extra 2 melee and 2 ranged armor to knights in the Castle Age. And it's something that I absolutely love. I think it's such a great change. I mean, I just can't rave enough about this patch. It really just changes the way the game is played. And it is very, very solid. All right, well, a bit of aggression coming out from Demusum. 2 spears, 3 longbows. So there you go. I think I called 3 longbows, 3 spears. So I'm 1 spear off, so not too bad, but you can see there's no further units coming out. I don't know whether that scout... Yeah, I don't think this scout was made from the town center. I think he's just brought this scout out across the map. But nice little pressure put on so far by Demusum. A lot of wood stacked up here. He could be thinking about going for a second town center. When you got that much wood, it's either a second town center or it's farms. But it's definitely going to be something. When it comes to a second TC, he's got some pretty good spots here on the stone, on the gold. Could look for it between the berries as well, but you'd still probably end up putting a mill down. Now Sassy going to be looking to get aggressive over on the enemy side of the map, potentially. No, he's going to head back to base. Remember, he's got that archery range out now. This is a pretty big reaction from him. Remember that Demusum has just basically asked for he's asked for an overreaction, and that's exactly what he's gotten. 2 spears, 3 longbows, more than enough of an overreaction, but we do see now Demusum actually at home. Going to start training units once again, realizing that the overreaction needs to be respected, because that overreaction might actually turn into a bit of action on your side of the map. Beautiful micro coming in from Sassy, though. I don't think he's lost a unit yet. I say that as I see the horseman is dead over on that right side of our screen. But Demusum, what is Demusum doing right now? He's sacking up so much wood. He's got more than 600 wood in the bank, but I've got no idea what he's doing with it. Okay, he's going for a farm transition. Even then, he doesn't need all that wood. It's quite cheap to go for that farm transition. Normally, 300 wood will get you everything you need as the English for a nice little 8 farm transition. But that's definitely going to go a long way. He can always use it on production as well. That's going to be an option for him. But we'll check in with Sass, see how he's doing. Second archery range did get added in. Now, I think the question is, does he go for Burgrave or does he go for Regnitz? And I feel like going Burgrave now against the English is just kind of like, it's a no-no, right? Like, you'd be a bit crazy to do a Burgrave against the English, knowing that they've gone Council Hall, knowing that they've got access to crossbows from that Council Hall. It just feels like there's no real point to doing it anymore. So I think Regnitz is definitely going to be on the cards here for Sass. His macro's looking pretty solid. He's got 5 vills on gold, which indicates to me he's thinking about castling. And obviously Demusum well and truly going to be thinking about going to Castle Age as well. 4 vills on gold for him. Still yet to get enough gold to age up, so there is a bit of a weak point there as Sass moves around the south side of the base. A couple more archers going to be thrown out here. No other production in queue at the moment. Riveted Chainmail, an option, but really not going to be that effective in this game. Horseman, obviously, a little bit of extra armor is nice, but you don't really want to be fighting up against the spearmen anyway. So the extra melee armor doesn't really do much, but Sass is going to spot the King's Palace going down. Now, he could look to put pressure on here. He's got archers on the backside, and he's actually going to run them underneath the town center. He's got to be careful here, Sassy. And he does the right thing, but to me, it's very interesting that Sassy didn't put on pressure right here on the King's Palace, because he definitely could have, and he saw it go down. A little bit of forgiveness right there. Is he coming back around? Does he realize, like, oh, wait a minute, you're aging up? Yeah, I can actually stop that right now, because he 100% could. We see the town center. Oh, you know what? It's one of those things where it's like the archers would be able to deal damage, but then the longbows together with the villagers would probably just one-shot all those archers. So, you know what? It probably wouldn't achieve too much, and the Gatling gun from the town center would easily overwhelm it. 9 minute and 30 age up coming through now from Demusum. Second town center already there. Over for Sassy, though. We hear that beautiful music coming through. How many prelates have we got out for him? He's got 2 prelates at the moment. Third one in queue. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was about to suggest, I was going to say, this is where you need to be adding in that 3rd prelate, because once you're aging up, you need to be sending your prelates out onto the map. We take a look, there's 3 relics across the middle of the map, which are perfectly positioned for Sass to try and pick them up before his enemy gets those knights out. And we do see that the Muslim is going to be going into stables. No real surprise there. This is quite normal. And he does go for Burgrave. Oh, this is a huge mistake. Oh, I can't believe this. To me, it feels like going Burgrave here as the Holy Roman Empire is just a massive mistake, right? Like you're making a landmark which specializes in making units which get countered now by the Council Hall. It's almost like that classic case of School of Cavalry versus the Council Hall. Like the School of Cavalry just naturally counters the Council Hall because it's cavalry against archers. So it's one of those things that it definitely doesn't feel right. I'm curious to see what SAS could actually do here to make this work, because I don't think men-at-arms are going to be the right answer, just simply because the Muslim's going to be able to utilize the Council Hall and really pull it together. But you know what? I think we're going to get a nice little screenshot of this English base, a beautiful little English base here. Obviously, this base, it's a lot different. I mean, the base layout itself doesn't really change. What matters is you don't have to add in archery ranges anymore. The Holy Roman Empire can, before this patch, you can go full men-at-arms from the Burgrave Palace, make sure you get your two-handed weapons, get your heavy maces, and you can fight off knights very easily. And we hear those relics being picked up. 3 relics all picked up at the same time. 1 relic, 2 relics, and the 3rd relic nice and close. So that's going to leave 2 relics out on the map. But before this patch, you could play full men-at-arms from the Burgrave, spam out men-at-arms non-stop, and if your enemy makes only knights, you will actually beat them. But now we do see, with the addition of crossbows coming in from the Council Hall, it means no extra archery range is going to have to come through for the Muslim. He's going to be very comfortable playing into that knight, crossbow, longbow composition. So normally a nice little mix can get you quite far. But he is pushing out now. Knight's going to be looking for a charge here. There's no spearmen on the front line, so the Knights are going to be getting in amazing value here. This is absolutely beautiful for the Muslim. A perfect timing attack coming in. We do see Knights now coming through on the back line, looking to try and protect those crossbowmen from the horsemen, and the Knights just doing absolute work. We do see an outpost denied in the middle of the map, and this is why the English Knight transition is just so strong. It really goes well with the farm transition. All that food is getting thrown straight into these Knights, so very easy to do, and this is what makes the English so powerful, because now they're going to be able to fall back upon those crossbows. And we do see now the men-at-arms are starting to come out. Yet to pick up their upgrades, but these guys are going to be pretty decent against these Knights once they get those upgrades. Before the upgrades, it's a little bit different. Now, Prelate is just chilling out. Doesn't have anywhere to put in the relics just yet. We do see the monastery is actually up, and 2 outposts going to be coming down on the gold vein. More Knights coming in into Muslim. Just getting such great value from these early Knights. No Abbey of Kings means that there's going to be no healing for these Knights, but still, great position for him. And no monastery. Interestingly, no monastery for the Muslim at this point. Those 2 relics still out on the map at the moment. Sassy just guarding up 1. Second one down on the south side. He's also taking a sacred site. So he's got a little bit of passive gold going for him at the moment. We're talking 100, 180, 260, 320 passive gold coming through for him. I would have loved the Regnits. I tell you what, I would have loved the Regnits into mass Knights for Sassy. You could probably even think about going mass Knights and like a Mangonel or something like that. Like that could really ruin an English player's day. But we now see, look at this. Heading down towards the sacred site. Looking to capture that one up, and I suspect he might be on the way towards that relic afterwards. For the meantime, though, Muslim just going to be minding his own business, beginning to expand out onto the next wood line. Wheelbarrow, horticulture going to be coming through for him. Do we see double broadaxe already? We do see double broadaxes come through. And we'll switch it over now at the 13 minutes and 37-second marker, the most elite marker of time that you can get. And this is where it all comes in. Look at this Council Hall. The new Council Hall, it's absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it to pieces. And now these Knights just going to be cleaning up Sassy. Now, for anybody wondering about Sassy's ranking, because at this point, you know, they could probably see the Muslims absolutely rolling over the top of him. Well, hold on a minute. Sassy's a pretty good player. I think ranked somewhere around 1800, 1900 ELO. So we're talking like Kong 3 plus. That's pretty damn high. I think maybe like a top 30 player. So I think your Don Ardys, that's like your Crackety Here's, that's the kind of player Sass is. Obviously, compared to the Muslim, who is we're talking a Red Bull Wallaloo qualifier, one of the best in the world. It means that Sass has got his work cut out for him. He's behind 20 villagers at the moment, and I feel like he doesn't really have a win condition. Normally as the Holy Roman Empire, I can feel a win condition coming when I've got my Regnitz Cathedral up and I've got my 5 relics, and it's like, I just make units, and that's how I win. Whereas right now, it's like, yeah, you've got 3 relics and you've got a sacred site, but there's nothing really going for you, really. Like, you've got a Burgrave, but your enemy's got more than enough crossbows on the field now that you couldn't have really punished them, even if you tried to. But we do now see an upgrade coming through. It's going to be Devoutness, one that I always call Benediction. I think there is actually, yeah, this one here's called Benediction. I like the name, Benediction. But now Sassy going to have to fall back. A little bit of a raid coming through on the backside. It's going to be met with a Knight. And now +1 attack going to be coming through for the Muslim. We enter into the cinematic mode as the Knights begin diving into the base of Sassy, and he's trying to hold on. There's a couple of men at arms here. Spear's going to be looking for the chase as well. Horsemen trying to work their magic onto that backside. In fact, you might actually be able to pull off a bit of a feudal composition here. Horsemen together with the spears could actually look pretty good against this. They would definitely trade quite effectively cost-wise, but at the moment we can see the numbers are just not in the right direction for Sassy. He's having a bit of a tough time, but we do see the reinforcements coming out. That Burgrave going to be working overtime as more and more units making their way to the front. The Horsemen going to be working down those longbows, those crossbows on the backside, and more units continue coming out. And now those spearmen looking to overwhelm. And we see the spearmen. Are these riveted chainmail? Let's take a look and see what we've got. Hold on, I gotta bring this bad boy in right here. They're riveted chainmail. Now he's getting +2 on these as well. So these guys have got extra armor up against these Knights. And now on the backside, it looks like the Knight's gonna be able to find some more breakfast. Prelate trying to get healed up. Not gonna matter. Second Prelate gonna go down as well. Not a very nice lot. Not a very nice trade right there, but Sass on the defensive. And he's starting to scratch his head. He's thinking, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I feel like I'm, hey. You guys know the meme, right? I can't. I'm Carlos Matos. BitConnect. It's a classic meme. That meme is one of the best memes on the internet. Name a better meme. Name a more iconic meme than BitConnect, guy. Maybe one of the advice animals. Those are like old school internet memes, aren't they? You know, the advice animals, like, what do we have? Like the the obsessive girlfriend, like the super crazy girlfriend. Or like the frog. I've seen that frog one posted a lot lately. I don't know that one that well. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't have mentioned the frog. I don't actually know what the frog does. And then there's like the crazy wolf. Oh, dude, those ones were crazy. They were the good old days of the internet. 5th Relic now coming back for Sassy. But remember, like, I feel like the value that we've gotten from this Burgrave is next to nothing, right? Like, okay, you made a couple men at arms. You made... Oh, he's going to take this. I think he gets this. He gets it. He gets the wall of ult. It's only 2 Knights, so it's nothing too super crazy, but he will be able to heal them up, so 2 full HP Knights. So that's a way for Sass to get back into this. So I'm liking that. Oh my god, look at the villagers on wood. And look at this, Demuslim. For anybody that watches my coaching over on Patreon, this is one of the things I always harp on. And I'm going to point it out right now. 17 minutes into the game, Demuslim with 2,000 wood in the bank. And I say this every single time. Spend your resources. And I say it doesn't matter because everybody does it. Whether you're bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, conqueror, or conqueror 3, Wololol attendance, you're always going to stack up wood in some games. It just happens. It's okay. What you need to know is how to react when you've got that wood. So what does Demuslim need to do in this position? He needs to take all of his vills off wood for the moment. He can keep rallying his vills out to wood if he wants, but take all the vills off wood, chuck them on other resources, throw down a heap of production, and just try and look to utilize that extra resource income that he can be generating from these villagers because they don't need to be on wood. Unfortunately, Sassy's helping him out here, but so many Knights are going to be pushing through right now. We enter once again into the cinematic mode as the Knights look to chase away the Spearmen from a fight. Plenty of crossbow here on the backside, and still I don't think we've got any archery ranges. No archery ranges coming out from Demuslim. He's made all these crossbows from the Council Hall. The Council Hall change single-handedly makes the English S+ tier, and you can just see the power of the English here. Nothing can really even threaten him. I don't think there's been a point in this game where I've been thinking, oh, actually, you know what? Sassy's in with a chance. Had he gone for the Regnits, maybe we could have been talking differently about it, but I think with the Burgrave, it's just one of those things. Against the English, people are going to work out, you know what, it's probably not worth it. And now Sassy pushing up. Plenty of spearmen here, but at the end of the day, it's just not going to be enough. And the difference between these two armies, I want to see what the difference is. You've got more than double. Look at that, 2,800 versus 5,800, and that's exactly it. So don't look at this army and think, oh yeah, Sassy's doing pretty good considering the size of his army. Yeah, he is, but he's got half what he should have, unfortunately. Pumping out spearmen to the front of the battle. We can see him just constantly looping in more spearmen. But he manages to clear it pretty well. Honestly, like, imagine a Mangonel here, just to help clean up the back line. And this is where just having a couple of longbows in really help out with this. But, I mean, he actually managed to hold pretty well. I'm impressed with Sassy. Dude, hey, you're doing pretty well here. Despite the fact, I feel like, you know, the crossbow knight, it's a really good combo. And this is the same combo I like to run as the English. I think it's by far the best combo. But you can see that the weakness is definitely the spearman, especially the Holy Roman Empire spearman with its 4 melee armor. Not to mention, it could be up to 5 melee armor. I think, yeah, if you... Wait. Oh, no, I do take it back. It is only 4 melee armor. So, yeah, that's been changed. But it looks like Sassy going to tap out. I think Sassy realizes he's behind. There's 2 town centers in play here. He's down way too many villagers at this point in the game, and he's lost his win condition. So, good game over to Sassy. Fellas, go and check out these 2 creators. I'll leave links down below to where you can catch them live. Go say good day from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.